under Spencer Carberry, these guys had a good power play. Most of last season, until it mattered, under Guy Boucher, these guys had a good power play.
And where's he?
He's Avangard Omsk.
Yeah, Siberia.
He's in Siberia. Yeah. They literally sent him to Siberia. And Mark Savard is coming. Here's the problem, though. At least with Carberry, you had success. Mm-hmm. With Guy Boucher, you had success 80% of the season. The 20% that mattered is really unfortunate. With Mark Savard, you've had 1 month of good power play. And that's when Austin wasn't playing. And that November stretch, right? Yeah. And so I think you're right to ask, hey, man, yes, I'm sure there's a player issue as well, but like you haven't shown that you can get these players to even score where the previous guys could. And that is a frustrating thing. And I do want to have this conversation, but I'd like to hear what Craig Berube had to say, Jeff.
Yeah, because Adam says that we have the right to ask about the power play, and Craig Berube disagrees.
Oh, cool.
And then I want to provide some context for this after we hear what he has to say.
He's going to fight me, isn't he?
And get a
power play. The last 10 games is 23%. That's not struggling. Yeah. You know,
here, I'll even go further back so you can hear the question as well.
Our battle, our second and third effort.
Do you remember who
in all zones?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. The power play, which has struggled, you draw a penalty and get a power
play. The last 10 games is 23%. That's not struggling. Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's struggled at times in games where we have 2 or 3 player. We're looking at Vancouver where it struggled. Yeah. I get it. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I understand what you're saying as well.
Yeah, I mean,
that really stood out to me last night when it happened, when we're all sitting there on the other side of the camera. Where
this is post-game.
This is post-game after the win against the Devils last night. And that was the first time I'd seen Berube push back on a question post-game.
Oh,
I'd never seen him be like, okay, a reporter starts his question with like, hey, the power play is struggling. And he interrupts it and says, no, our power play's not struggling. It's 3% or whatever he said last 10 games. You're talking about Vancouver and that's struggling. I've never seen him emote like that. So I thought it was very interesting, and I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on Berube's thoughts on the power play not struggling.
The one asterisk I would put is on one of those, you were 1 for 1, even though you gave up a shorthanded goal. So I think that number's a bit skewed. But no, he's right.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, he's not?
Well, okay.
Why isn't he right?
What's 23% put you? If you did 23% the entire year, right?
Around
like to this point.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're 18th. So Craig, listen.
It's middle of the pack, man.
It's a coach's job sometimes, especially in Toronto, to gaslight a little bit. You got to gas your players up. Oh. You got to kind of lie, right? Right now, if the Leafs power play had been 23% all year, and it hasn't.
No.
We're just talking last 10 games, but if it had been 23% all year, that would put you in line with the Senators and Blackhawks.
If you're a head coach,
for 12th,
I think you
there's
exist.
$54 million on this power play.
There it is.
12th?
There it is.
So it's even better than what I said.
Oh, guys. It's 18th in the league.
That's 6 off. That jumped 6 spots at him.
These guys.
That's so many spots.
This team should be top 5.
Okay, so
and
there's the problem.
That's a problem.
There's the problem, because it goes back to what I always say. What do you mean you can't score? You have the most expensive offense in the NHL.
And also, they're really good. Like, they're good players.
Okay. So score then.
But the argument is, say that they're struggling. Yeah, I would say based on expectations, 12th in the last 10 games is still not good enough, guys. And by the way, isn't it interesting?
Unreasonable.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not interesting. Are you kidding me?
No. Okay, it should be reasonable. It should be. I agree with you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We went into this year going every year.
We want a 12th best power play. That's going to win us the fucking cup. 12th best?
So, hey, man, if we come in and you're anything other than top 5, you lose your job?
No, it should be. That's where it's been, Steve. For half a decade is top 5.
So where's Guy?
I don't know. I don't.
Where's Guy?
Because it fucking died at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, but look at the overall. That's what we're doing, right? We're looking big picture.
Oh, okay.
Look at
So
the
you know
overall.
what?
He was
You know
good.
what?
No, he was
Power
great.
play's doing great.
Guy
10
Boucher.
games were
Let's
last
go,
10 games were
Guy.
12.
Let's go, Guy. Let's get him back. Yeah, fire up the jet. Let's go to Omsk. Get Guy back. Fire up the jet. Let's go to friggin'. They have cool jerseys out.
You'd have to go through the UAE first. That's the only way to get to Russia.
So, Steve, you said you were going to say before.
I don't remember what I was going to say. I'm not going to lie.
insane
No, because we came off of this.
Insane.
And you were like, you said something like, he's not wrong. You know, like, and Adam said, no, they're struggling.
They've been better recently.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, Adam, if you're a coach, you exist in what's happened recently. And if you start ass and get better, you're getting better. I think that's what you look at as a coach. If you're a coach, what makes you feel good? Winning?
And improvement.
And you feel like you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
How does a coach come to the conclusion that they're doing a good job? The team that they're coaching is getting better.
Right.
That's how I would look at it if I was Craig or Mark.
And I let me just say this. I've loved Craig Berube in Toronto.
Sure.
But I get
And
it.
he's
You're right
gonna
on that.
stick up for his guy.
And he has to.
Because
they've been bad.
Well,
And isn't it funny that they don't score a freaking goal in the power play until they switch a guy up? Who's the new guy on the power play? Bobby McMahon.
okay.
Through
They didn't
injury.
score
Switch
a
it
goal.
up
Or injury.
is a little generous.
Well, they had to switch it up. They had to put him out there. And look at that, they score. Isn't that crazy? It's so funny. So weird.
I understand what you're
it's so
saying.
weird.
I understand what you're saying.
My
I
point
do get
is
that.
18th or 12th, still bad.
Not good enough.
And to say that the Leafs have taken advantage of their power play opportunities this year, outside of that one little stretch in November, is you're lying to me. You're lying to me. Stop lying to me.
Here's how I tend to look at it. Especially because we always look at the Leafs through the lens of Cabe at the playoffs. Right?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how they did in October. Like, in literally any respect. I don't care what anyone's save percentage was. I don't care what the expected goals were. I don't care what the hits and blocks and shots and goals were. I don't care. It is entirely irrelevant to what's going on in January. And that goes for November too, when they were real good.
They were sharp.
Who gives a shit? So I live in now. The reason I've been upset with this losing streak isn't just that it's a losing streak. It's a losing streak now. And also, like, look at the Canucks schedule. Died, shut the Leafs out, died. Like, dude, they've been getting killed. The Canucks performance since that game only justifies how I felt about that game, but I'm getting sidetracked. If you're evaluating your season, I think you evaluate it in 8 to 10 game chunks, I think is
That's what they usually do.
valid.
Yeah.
And he's looking at this 10 game chunk and going, well, no, we're doing okay. And like, should this power play be above 12th? Yes. 100%.
It's currently 18th.
Okay. On the season, though. Don't care.
Well, I don't care. You know what, man? I don't care about winning games in October.
Adam, if this power play finishes 12th, what does that mean for their back half on the power
means
play?
it was
It's
better.
probably a top 10 power play in the
Yeah,
league.
but we're not close to that. So what are we even talking about?
But Adam, they're improving. They're on the yellow brick road.
Yeah.
I know.
You have a lot more faith in this than I do.
Adam.
Honestly,
okay,
and
Adam,
here's what bugs me. When
you
look
don't come to me for
when you
faith in
look
the
at-
Leafs.
That's what I'm saying. That's how down on this I am. This is you know, and we couple that with the struggles of the special teams, which with the PK, which Jesse rightly pointed out last episode. I think it was last episode or Monday's episode.
Last episode, yeah.
And you know, they were at one point third. They're now ninth in PK. And let's be honest here. You go and you watch. Go back and watch if you got the chance
the Leafs
to rewatch
are
the game.
12th in the league in penalty kill.
So last night they were 8th. Going
Right.
into the game, now they're 12th.
So if you're
Yeah.
you're third and now you're 12th, that means recently you're like in the 20s.
Yes.
Right? So
Jesse said 26th, I think.
recently,
What did I say?
Didn't you say 26th in their last
yeah,
few games?
last show you had a stat I don't remember.
They were like 26 over a certain since the start of the year or something on PK.
Start of January.
From January 1st through what was it? The 2 games ago, they were actually first in the league. But then the stretch in between those couple games, like last couple games, they've been near the bottom.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Right. So if you're looking at the last like week or two, the Leafs power play is actually better than their penalty kill, which is on the whole unusual. Like if you look at the entire season, the whole sample size, that's weird. There's a lot of weird things about this team, man.
Okay, but
just with the penalty kill stuff, I don't want to get it wrong. Last 2 games, if you look at it from like the 14th to the 17th, they're 31st in penalty kill.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
They've been giving up 2 goals a game.
And there was a stretch from when we came back from like New Year's, January 1st, to like 3 previous games ago, they were first in the league in penalty kill. So you have that immediate drop off, and that's brought them down to 12th, which isn't great for a penalty kill that's been so good.
And recoverable, because I believe in the penalty kill, because over long stretches of time, it's been very good.
Sure.
And here's the thing. When you go and you look at teams that win the Stanley Cup in the playoffs,
Great special teams.
The special teams on both sides are what win it.